Welcome to Winging It. We're playing Arkham Horror the card game today, and this is the final scenario where the gods dwell on the dream side of the Dream Eaters campaign. I'm playing with Luke and Tommy, and if you look in the links below, you can see my deck upgrades of how we got here. I will say I found this to be a very challenging scenario, two-handed, and I know for solo players, true solo players who play, only one investigator, this is proved to be very almost near impossible unless you get very, very lucky. Another kind of upfront thing I'll say is that I'm going to have to cheat a little bit on the rules with you guys to make a video that's enjoyable to watch, as we do have these cards that will come in later that the Nyarlathotep cards, where it says, if you speak of this card while it is in your hand and unrevealed, you are driven insane. But in order to make a video that's worth presenting, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the card, and you'll have to forgive that rules violation. It is what it is. We do what we do for our art. I will finally say, like all hidden card scenarios, you have to make a little bit of concession. You don't get the full experience, which is unfortunate, but we do what we can to play the solo game. I will say I've played this one with 4 players, and I think it is super, super fun. My track record of playing it two-handed is I have played this 5 times two-handed. 4 of the times were on hard, and I only won it once with a Min Silas power team. So I don't know. We'll see how I do with this group. So let me make sure that I got my charges on my gate box, and then we'll draw up opening hands and get started. On Stick to the Plan, Tommy has Ever Vigilant, Prepared for the Worst, and Extra Ammunition. So extra ammunition will be good either for his signature weapon or for the flamethrower if we get it out. Alright, so we are looking for enemy management stuff right off. I will tell you, of the 5 games that I've played of this two-handed, that 6-fight duel has come out, I think, 4 out of the 5 times. Pretty crazy. It's come out a lot in the first 2 Mythos phase, and it really can mess up your day. So we're going to try to make sure we've got some way to hit some high combat tests for Tommy. 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, some soak would be good. Alright, so, well, we've got, we got Monroe, which is not too bad. We've got Steadfast, a Vicious Blow level 2, which is good. That's that combat boost kind of thing we were talking about. I'm not sure I want Monroe right off the top, even though he would be some soak. It doesn't seem ideal to me. I think I'm going to throw away the Steadfast and then take the Initiative. The Steadfast is that combat boost that I do want. But I really do want to find a weapon. Now, of course, I could prepare for the worst to find it. But we're going to see. We're going to see some... We'll see. I'm going to throw these cards away. I have mixed feelings about that Steadfast. But we definitely want the Safeguard, save actions right from the top, and the Vicious Blow in case that duel comes out. Alright, so we're placing this with 3 cards. And we'll get... Okay, we got Becky, so that's good. We got a Cherished Keepsake. And we got... Oh, Solemn Vow. I've only got 1 in the deck, which I actually think is a mistake. I think I really do need 2, but I've gotten so lucky of getting it early, and it's so nice. Right now we can just get... We're going to be able to get stuff on Becky right away by playing that Cherished Keepsake, and then just taking Horror off of Luke, because he has that from Arcane Research, so, yeah. Alright, Luke, we're going to draw up his opening hand. We are definitely looking for Clue Tech, because he is our main cluever. So. Okay, so we have to keep the tower, which is unfortunate. And Pathfinder. I'm going to keep 1 Recall the Future just because it's so good to have out. I'm going to throw away these other 3 because we really do need to try to find clue stuff. If we don't get it, we're just going to have to draw until we get it. So, alright, and we have to keep the tower. But I'll keep 1 Recall the Future. Alright, so 1. We got another Pathfinder. 2. Okay, that's Denying Existence level 5. Not great, right? And then an Emergency Cache. Well, that'll help us get the tower out, but we're going to literally have to start drawing cards, I think. I mean, he does have 3 Intellect, which I guess with Recall the Future, maybe we can pick up some clues. And unfortunately, this one does have a very tight Doom Clock. Speaking of the Doom Clock, let's take a look. This is the Eye of Chaos. I see you there, playing with fate like it is all some sort of game. Did you really think you could escape my grasp? What makes you think you are the one in control? Well, I ain't playing enough Arkham to know I am not the one in control. Okay, and we've got Journey Through the Cold Wastes. You have come to the land of Lang, a barren, icy wasteland where you believe the peak of unknown Kadath resides. All the while, a presence taunts you, gnawing at your insides. It's a wordless, derisive voice that you cannot hear, but feel within the confines of your mind. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and start off with Tommy. So we want to get... we'll put the Solemn Vow, first of all, onto Luke. We are going to Ever Vigilant. I think I'm going to draw a card, actually, because I have enough resources to play everything I want to play here. We're going to draw a card. It's the first action because Solemn Vow is fast. And we'll get, a Stand Together. Okay, so we are just going to immediately play Stand Together because that will give Luke the draw to maybe get his spells. So we'll play that, and we get to both get 2 cards and 2 resources. So this is the second action, and Tommy will get another Safeguard, which we don't need, and a Brother Xavier. Interesting, okay, and 2 resources. And Luke will get a Shriveling, so he can fight, I suppose, and a Holy Rosary. And again, 2 resources. So we didn't get our clue tech, but we are that much closer to it, so that's something. Okay, so if we wanted to get Xavier and Becky and Safeguard out, that would be 1 and 2 and then 4. So we would need 6 resources. We have 6 resources. So we will play Ever Vigilant to put all 3 of those into play. At least we've got a way to soak some damage. And we get 2 ammo on Becky. We won't trip the Solemn Vow just yet, given that we want to get that Church Keepsake down, because then we can just use it to reload Becky. But all pretty decent turn. So the first thing I'm going to do is spend 4 to put out the tower. Okay, I'm just going to put it down here. It's done, so at least we've dealt with that. I'm going to play the Emergency Cache just to get some resources, some more resources, and a card, and maybe we'll get our spell. Okay, we've got a shortcut, which we want to save for later on. And we get 3 resources. So I think we are going to spend 2 resources to go ahead and play Recall the Future, which will be useful for various things. Passing tests. Oh, and I forgot to show this location that we're on, so that's kind of important. So we are it's a Plateau of Ling. It is a 2-clue, 3 shroud location. Forced when an enemy attempts to spawn in an empty location and there are no empty locations in play, spawn that enemy here instead. So no freebies if you're all full up. So we have to get those 2 clues. We're going to be investigating it even, which is not fantastic. Alright, so that was his 3 turns. And let's draw cards. Tommy is going to get Self-Centered. Well, maybe we'll have time to clear that. We don't get a bad Mythos phase. When do you ever not have a bad Mythos phase, though, really? And then Luke will get another Shriveling. Beginning to think that 3 clue spells is not enough. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, we put a Doom on the agenda, and then we will draw our first encounter card. Tommy will get Abandoned by the Gods. It's a peril. You test 3 willpower. For each point you fail, you must choose a different number between 0 and 4. Each player must discard each event an asset from their hand with a printed resource cost equal to any number of the chosen. Okay, so I don't remember what Luke has, but it's okay because it's a peril. I'm not supposed to know. So we will commit safeguard to this, which gets us to 4 versus 3. So minus 2. So we have to pick one thing between 0 and 4. I am going to pick. I'm trying to remember if I know. So we don't want to lose the church keepsake. That is for sure. So we're not going to pick 0. I'm trying to think of what Luke might have. The only thing that he might have would be a Rite of Seeking. And I would have assumed he would have played it. This is me and conjecturing in my head. I realize that we've seen the cards, but I don't remember what they all are. I'm going to choose 4 and see if I've hit anything. Okay, there's no 4s in there, so we're okay. All right, and then Luke will get... Oh, Dole of the Waste. What did I say? What did I say about that coming out right at the beginning? Oh my goodness. Okay, so it spawns at the Cold Waste of the Great Hall. So it spawns here. I guess we'll go over it. It spawns at the Cold Waste or the Great Hall. It preys on the lowest agility, and it is a hunter. Yeah, and yeah, it's a 6/6/2. So gross. Oh, so Tommy with Becky will just be going at... Oh my gosh, we need more fight stuff for sure. Let's see, I can do 2 damage with Xavier. Let's see, this was committed. I think I'm going to let him hunt into us and just draw cards. Okay, meanwhile, I'm just going to have Luke draw. So Luke is going to draw a card. Premonition. That might be useful. He's going to draw another card, which is a Rite of Seeking. Okay. And then for our 4th action, we will go ahead and spend 4 to play Rite of Seeking. And we're finally in business. It's a level 2 Rite of Seeking. So, it gives him willpower boost. I think we are going to search for fight icons. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. So, Tommy is going to draw. He gets a True Grit. Interesting. Okay. He's going to draw again. A Steadfast. Okay, we got the fight icons. Awesome. Okay, and then for our last action, we will go ahead and play the Church Keepsake. So, we should be in good shape now. So we'll just... Alright, so the Dole of the Waste comes in. The lowest agility is Tommy, so he will hit him. And we'll go, let's take a Horror. Let's see, are we going to end up popping Xavier? I don't think so. So we'll put a Horror on there. And 2 damage. Well, actually, we'll go ahead and put a Horror on Xavier. Yeah, and then we can just take an attack of opportunity to pop Xavier. I think that's the way to go. Okay, and then we will draw. Tommy will get a Scene of the Crime. And a Resource. Interesting. Means we can easily get those 2 clues there and save a charge on Rite of Seeking. Okay, and then... Okay, we get our other Recall the Future. And a Resource. Well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're at 8 cards. We're okay. Let's hope that we can do all right. Okay, so we're going to draw. Okay, this is Restless Journey Hardship. This is a peril, and it's hidden. This is secretly add this card to your hand. You cannot commit more than one skill card to skill test each round. Discard Restless Journey and test 3 fight. If you fail, place 1 doom on the current agenda. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance. So that is a problem, because I was planning to commit lots of cards to this fight with the Dole of the Waste, so that I could get the extra fight from Vicious Blow, because we need to succeed by 2. But I don't know, it is what it is. Okay, and then we get an Acolyte. So where are we going to put this Acolyte? I think we'll put him all the way down here, because I want to give Luke some freedom. So what I'm going to do is for the fast trigger on this, which is it's not an action, it's just a free trigger. We're going to get rid of this for Tommy, and we are going to use the Steadfast. So we are at 4, 5, 6, 7 to beat 3. So we can commit more than 1 card to a test. Actually, yeah, this is not an action. Okay. Because I was thinking I would play the Scene of the Crime, but... Okay, the number of the current act is 1. We're in the current act. So we've passed that, and we don't have to put a doom on the agenda. Now, Luke is going to Premonition, and that will give us some guidance as to if we can trigger the succeed by 2 on the Vicious Blow. So we go on the Premonition. +1. Okay. So I guess we can do that. So fan-freaking-tastic. Okay, so action 1, we're going to spend 2 resources to play Scene of the Crime, which will get us the 2 clues here. I want to save the charge on Rite of Seeking, because right now we don't have our really good clue tech out, so just want to get as much as we can. So that gets us those 2 clues without an attack of opportunity. Okay, and now we will go ahead and we'll commit our Steadfast is gone, our Vicious Blow to a fight action with Becky, and Becky gives us 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the +1 is 9. See, what I was thinking about doing is having Luke commit a Shriveling and have commit the Scene of the Crime, and then if that would get me to enough to do 4 damage in 1 shot, then I could do it. But it turns out I didn't need to, because I drew well. Alright, so that was enough to do 4 damage. So we're at 4 damage. Okay, I really want to get this True Grit down, I think, or do I want to draw a card? I think I just want to draw a card. So, for our last section, we're going to draw a card, which takes an attack of opportunity. So, we will put 1 damage on Tommy, and then a damage and a horror on Brother Xavier. That's the attack of opportunity. We'll kill Brother Xavier, and now we get 5 resources / ammo. So that is pretty nice. And this gets shuffled back in. Alright, so, and then when Xavier goes away, it is 2 damage to the Dole of the Waste, and he goes into the victory display. So, awesome. Okay, now we get to do our 5. So we will go ahead, I think, and take 3 ammo on Becky. It's probably okay. And then we'll take 2 resources, and that gets enough to play this True Grit. Okay, so Luke is going to move, and Tommy will safeguard, right? He can safeguard with the self-center, right? Can't he? Yeah, we're not affecting the other investigator. We're just going with them, so I think that's okay. Alright, so Tommy will go, and we'll get the Cold Waste. Okay, forced after you reveal one of the spooky tokens. Then, while investigating the Cold Waste, you must either take 1 damage or lose 1 action. So if we lose an action, it's not a big deal. But actually, what we will, because we're going to use Rite of Seeking on this, we would not have an action to lose, unfortunately. So I am going to go ahead and take a resource so we can eventually get our Holy Rosary into play. Or maybe our Pathfinder. I don't know. And then we will use our Rite of Seeking. So let me look and see if there's any skull tokens we care about. We do have a -4 in the bag. We are at 4, 5, 6 to beat 2, so we're beating everything in the bag. So we don't need to recall the future on anything. -3, so we succeed. We don't have to take a damage, and we get the 2 clues, and we can advance. Tommy should have the 2 clues. So we made it through in a 2 Mythos phase. Not too bad. Okay. Traversing the wastes of Ling is no easy task. The cold bites at your skin, and the bitter winds lash against your face. Even if you encounter no nameless monsters, the land itself may still claim your life. You try desperately to stay warm, but there's no refuge in the icy desolation. Exhausted, you collapse in a nearby snowdrift. To your surprise, you feel hard stone thrust into your ribcage. The pain shocks you out of your innervation, and you brush aside the snow to examine what it hides. Eventually, you uncover a curious stone idol in the shape of a horned creature which glows and vibrates with faint energy. In the distance, you hear a stone slab shifting in the snow. Reveal the Monastery of Ling, which is right here. So this has, investigators of the Monastery of Ling spend 2 clues as a group. Remember that the investigators maneuvered the priest closer. There's 4 clues in this shroud, and it is a 3-shroud location. Okay. And then spawn the set aside High Priest, not to be described enemy in the Monastery of Ling. Alright, let's find him. Another high fight guy. He is a 5/6/3. This enemy cannot make attacks of opportunity. If this enemy is exhausted, spend 2 clues. Remember that you stunned the priest. Until the end of the scenario, this enemy gets -3 fight. He's worth victory point 2. So we've got to make 3 shots on Bucky land, and we're only 1 up. And that's going to be tough. Okay, and then the new act that we reveal is the thing in the robes. Inside the dome structure is a raised dais. Upon it sits a lumpish figure robed in yellow silk, a mask covering its face. My master has plans for you, it draws. Now step forward and receive my gift. You shake your head. You have seen this sort of disguise before. You know what sort of creature this priest truly is. So, for an action, if an investigator maneuvered the piece closer and an investigator stunned the priest, defeat the high priest not to be described. If the high priest not to be described is defeated, advance. So, we've got an issue here, which is, I don't know how we can get clues, but I don't know if we can get clues and pull off an evade. Luke may be able to pull off an evade with a recall the future, if he can get both of these recall the futures out. And yeah, it's dicey though. It's real dicey. So I do think I mentioned that the high priest not described. He's alert, massive, retaliate, and this enemy cannot make attacks of opportunity. So you can go in there and investigate. Well, hopefully we get a beat cop or something. All right, so Tommy is going to draw an enchanted blade. Not really good enough. It is a combat icon. Oh, I have the cherished keepsake in play. So I can move this over, but I don't think we can trigger Solemn Vow because of the self-centered. Well, it's if the owner of Solemn Vow is at your location. Oh, you know what? He can do this because he's the one triggering it. So he'll move 4 over to the cherished keepsake. Okay, and then So we'll say we did that. Well, we'll just say we did it now. It's fine. Okay, and then we get another Pathfinder. We got lots of expensive stuff and no way to pay for it all. Well, maybe we can pay for one thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Pathfinders are good. They would give us some action efficiency. I don't know. Okay, and then we are at 3 Doom. And we will get, this is the Dreamer's Curse. You're going to test 5 willpower. For each point you fail by, take 1 damage to a maximum of 3 damage. For the purpose of counting icons completed this test, you can use any icon and willpower end. And wild icons count more. Okay, so we are at 3v5. I just don't have anything to throw at this. I guess Tommy's going to just take some damage, which is unfortunate. He could throw the true grit at it, but I want that for being able to soak damage. So we're just going to go at 3v5. Okay, -1. So we take 3 damage. Oof. Okay, and then Luke is going to get another acolyte. I forgot about these acolytes. So our doom situation is kind of problematic, isn't it? Because we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 7 doom. So we probably need to kill one this turn. Well, we're not going to be able to deal with the High Priest, not to be described yet. So we're going to go deal with this other acolyte first. Okay, so what I think we are going to do is Luke will spend 3 resources to play Pathfinder. We'll exhaust Pathfinder to move in. And Tommy will go with, because of Safeguard, the Acolyte. We're going to go on to Tommy. Alright, so this is 1 Shroud, 12 clues. It's actually 3 Shroud because there's 2 investigators. And after it's revealed, check the campaign log or remove 1 clue from the gun Ox gave for each tally mark recorded under evidence of Kadath, which is 9. So there's 3 clues here. So that's a thing. All right. I think we're just going to take a resource. Just trying to get set up here. And then we will investigate using a Rite of Seeking. So we are at 4, 5, 6, 3. We'll recall the future on the -4. Okay, recall the future triggers. We get +2. We pass, and we get 2 clues. Alrighty then. Not too shabby. We're going to shoot with Becky at 4, 5, 6 to beat 3. Take care of this cultist. It's -1. Acolyte is dead. Okay, and then we'll take 2 actions to clear self-centered. Not sure if that's a good play, but it is what it is. Okay. Well, I wonder if we just try to go for the flamethrower to tear up that High Priest. Not to be described. Maybe that was our better play. I don't know. Okay, anyway, we will take a card, another Cherished Keepsake, and a resource. And then Luke. Take a card. So let's put the Solemn Vow over here. And we'll call the futures. We can see everything. We'll get a Deny Existence. would be nice if we could get some of his his good search stuff. Okay, we are now at 4. We'll get... Okay, this is a hidden card for Tommy. You cannot commit card to tests with an odd number of icons on them. Okay, so that's problematic because I was planning to commit this Enchanted Blade for damage. So you can discard a player card with an even number of icons, skill icons, and to get rid of that. So that is going to create problems for us. Alright, and then Deeper Slumber for Luke, and he's going to take 2 actions, discard Deeper Slumber. Okay, so that limits his hand size. Alright, so I think Luke is going to spend 2 to get Recall the Future into play. So now we have 2 Recall the Futures. Pathfinder to here, and we'll use Safeguard to go with him, and then we will move to here, and the Acolyte will engage Tommy. And we will use the Solemn Vow to put another Horror and Cherished Keepsake, which we will put, maybe we'll just take 2 resources with the goal of trying to get the Flamethrower out. Maybe that is what needs to happen. Alright, Tommy will take a shot with Becky. He's up by 3. Can't commit anything because everything he has is single card icons. So, of course, we wanted to get True Grit and Cherished Keepsake into play, but we're not going to have enough actions to do that. Oh, we will, actually. Alright, we're going to use another shot from Becky. So I was going to clear Luke's Deeper Slumber, but now I can't. So, up by 3 again. Becky. Okay, -4 if you choose. Okay, we don't have one of those. Man, this is brutal. Okay, last shot with Becky. And Luke, because he's going to lose it anyway, is going to commit a Shriveling. So I should have done a long time ago. I forgot there were 3 -4s in the bag. Of course, now we get the -2. Okay. What a waste of a turn. Alright. There we go. And now it's time for upkeep, which is going to be painful. Just messing around. Tommy will get a Lucky. Okay, well that actually is pretty good. And Luke will get Bind Monster. So we could evade the High Priest now with willpower. So that might be the way to go. But we need 3 resources to do it. So that's a thing. Okay, now he's going to drop down to 5 cards. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can easily drop the Shriveling. And I think we will drop the other Pathfinder. Okay. We are now at 5 of 7 Doom. And we'll draw. Okay, this is a Restless Journey. It's a peril. It's going to go into Tommy's deck, and we're not clearing this anytime soon because we can't beat a 3 intellect test. Not reliably. So he's got 2 hidden cards in his hand now. It's going to be hard for him to commit skill icons. Okay, and then Luke will get this is the agility one. Alright, so hopefully we're not playing a heavy commit style. So we get into position. So I think we actually have a bit of a breathing room right now. So I think Tommy is going to spend 1 resource, and we'll see if we can get the flamethrower. So we're looking for 9 cards. We're playing Prepare for the Worst. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looking for a weapon. And we did not find a weapon at all. Oh, nope, there it is. Flamethrower. Okay, good. Woo! Funny, when I put the horror on Solemn Vow, I didn't actually take the horror off of Luke. Alright, so we'll spend 4 resources to play the Flamethrower, which overwrites Becky's, sadly, and has 4 ammo on it. And then he will spend his last 3 resources to play True Grit to protect us. We take damage. We just got the damage one, so the odds are more likely to get the horror one, and he's vulnerable to horror. So we'll save, and we'll put the Church Keepsake out. It's pretty good. All right, so we'll do that. I think that makes sense. All right, so now Luke. So I guess we don't need to worry about buying monster nonsense, and I'm a little bit wishing that I hadn't gotten rid of that. So we'll take 2 actions to clear Deeper Slumber. I think we want to spend 2 resources for Holy Rosary, which is pretty good. And then we will Pathfinder into the Cold Wastes, and Tommy will Safeguard to go with him. And then we are in good shape to just go in and Flamethrower that guy. So, we are going so slow. Not feeling really great about how this is going. Okay, Tommy, during upkeep, Tommy will get... What have you done? Okay, so we cannot parlay things. I'm not planning to parlay things, so it just eats a card draw. I'm just going to put it out here outside, out of mind, because we're not going to be parlaying. At least I don't recall any parlays. Okay, and Luke will get Diana Esperance. Okay, so we can make ourselves pretty immortal at this point with Deny Existence level 5, if we can just get that into play. But we need 4 resources, which isn't coming anytime soon. So, yeah, that's the thing. Okay, we are at 6 of 7 Doom. And Tommy will draw Liar with No Face. Well, that is semi-unfortunate. So he's a 3/4/3. When he attacks you, if Whispering Chaos is in your hand, reveal it. He does plus 2 damage for that attack. Ouch. Okay, so he is here. Engaged. And then, okay, Whispers of Hypnos. So we're not going to be evading, so we will go ahead and use the evasion for this peril. Okay. So, the first thing we are going to do is Luke is going to Pathfinder in, and Tommy will Safeguard along. And then I think Luke is going to either draw cards or take resources. Why does he not? Why does he have 0 resources? What did we spend a resource on? Did we not get a resource? I think we should have gotten a resource during upkeep. Yeah. Okay. So I think we draw a card. We don't care about those clues. So I think we draw a card and get a resource. And it gets us closer to being able to play Sixth Sense if we get it, because that's our goal, is to get Sixth Sense. So, actually, we have 2 actions. Yeah. We'll draw a card. Okay, well, there is our Sixth Sense. So, awesome. We are just about ready to go. Okay, and then we'll get 2 resources, and then we're in pretty good shape to do what needs to be done. Alright, so the first thing is, we're not too worried about this liar with the face. We do want to hit the priest not to be named. We got to do 6 damage on him. Actually, yeah, we unfortunately can't use enough charges. Okay, so we're going to do this, and this has to go on the highest fight Spend one enemy. The enemy chosen for this attack must be the enemy engaged with you with the highest fight. So that would be this him. It's 5. We get +4 for the attack. And if successful, you may assign it to 4 damage among enemies. Okay, so we are at 8v5. We're up by 3 with a lucky in our hand, and we can't commit any icons to this. But we got the lucky. Although I would prefer not to use the lucky on this first attack because it makes the next attack more difficult. But okay, -1. So that is 4 damage straight up to this guy. And now we will do it again. Just blowing through our flamethrower here. +1. Okay, we didn't need to use our lucky. So we can actually put 2 damage onto the liar with the face, not that it matters. This guy goes into the victory display, and we do get to advance. So that's a thing. Okay, so if you defeated the High Priest, not to be described, with damage, read the following. As you strike it down, the creature spits a foul curse at you in tongues that can scarcely be described. Its last breath is filled with hate. With the monster dispatched, you can explore the monastery in relative peace. Along the ruined walls of the same stone building, tapestries depict the history of this land, history of blood and suffering that you have no desire to remember when this is all said and done. Great snow-capped peaks loom over each of these scenes, and in just one of them, a castle is woven in black thread. Alright, now we get Beyond Dreams. You believe that Kadath is the highest peak far to the north, but in order to open the gates leading to that forsaken land, you must prove that it exists. If each investigator at the Onyx Gates and no clues are on it, advance. So, we got to get this one clue left. Slowly but surely doing the thing. Okay, we were going to spend our last charge, or not last, second to last, of Flamethrower at this liar with a face. We are at 8v3, we're up by 5. Auto fail, of course it's an auto fail. Because why wouldn't it be an auto fail? Alright, so... Okay, do we have a Whispering Chaos in our hand? We do not. He does 2 horror to us, which takes out this and gives us 2 resources. So 6 resources. The good thing is like, we are super set up, but we're going to have to blow through this last act very fast. And last 2 acts, I should say. Alright, upkeep. Tommy will take the initiative. Nice. Always happy to see that. And a resource. And we get another Day Esperance, which we cannot afford to play. But that's okay. Alright, and we are advancing the agenda. Do not try to run now. You are mine. You will never, ever wake up. But it is Act 4. It is not Act 4, so we don't have to read the following. Because we're just not good enough yet. Alright, so we are on Agenda 2, The Shape of Chaos. Why do you fight? Why do you flee? I am your future. I am your fate. Another mask for my collection. Another corpse for me to wear. That's ominous. Alright, and Tommy will get... Another liar with a face. Well, this is a huge problem, actually. Because we don't have enough to deal with him. This guy should have 2 damage. And we get a mysterious chanting. Place 2 doom on the nearest cultist, otherwise we're going to search for a cultist and put him into play. So we will find the Wizard of the Order. Put him here. don't like doing it, but Luke is going to spend 3 resources. Oh, do we committed both of our shriveling. Okay. Alright. Luke is going to Pathfinder, and Tommy's going to Safeguard. So going here, Luke is going to move. Then he is going to spend 3 to put in to play 6th Sense for his second action. I guess we'll put it over our ally slot since right now we're not planning to use it. And then we will engage the Liar or Face. Alright. Tommy will take his last shot with a flamethrower. Again, he can be lucky, but I guess he doesn't need to be. He is at 8d3. He's 4 damage to this 2. Oh, there's 2 damage on it. I don't know why I took the damage off. Zero. Okay. Liar with no face is dead. He is going to spend 2 resources for extra ammunition off of the Stick to the Plan. I'm just going to put 3 ammo on the flamethrower. And then he's going to spend 3 resources to put out True Grit. And then the Liar with no face is going to hit Luke. Luke will just put 2 horror straight up on him, as we may end up digesting it later, or we may end up moving it on to later. Okay, so but we really don't care about the horror too much. Alright. It's time for upkeep. Oh, this guy did get a doom. So we were at alright, and then we will get another enchanted blade. So we do have weapons we can play. So flamethrower runs out. And then Luke will get detached from reality. Well, actually that makes this a little bit nicer. So Luke is going to go. Is that both of these? No, just one of his. Alright, so he's going to go to his Dream Gate with 6. And he has to investigate or take it to horror. Because Tommy doesn't have to take an action to engage. Alright, so we are at now 2 of 5 Doom. We'll get Deeper Slumber for Tommy. Luke will get another one of these. You cannot play or trigger abilities on cards with an odd printed cost. We have to discard an even printed cost card to get rid of it. Okay. Well, we will discard a Diana Esperance to get rid of that for an action. And then we will, I guess, investigate the Dream Gate with 6 Sense. So we are at 4, 5, 6, 7 because of the 6 Sense. So we're at 7d6. We will commit Bind Monster to be 8d6, and we will name the skulls and the tablets, or recall the futures. Okay, -4 is no good. Man, I hate to waste a whole. And this guy should be. We should be. I hate to waste a whole turn. Not getting clues, but I don't think I can make this investigate now. let's roll 1 up. We will just take 2 resources, and at least then we're in good shape next turn to play Diana, and then life gets pretty easy. Okay, and that is at the end of the investigation phase. Alright, so Tommy is going to flamethrower this liar without a face. Again, up by 1 million. That is -4. Well, we were at 8v3. So this guy is dead. Take 2 actions to clear deep for slumber. And we are done. It's the end of the investigation phase. We'll take 2 horror. Luke. 1 and 1 on right of seeking. And we will go here. At least that thing is done. Okay, upkeep. Tommy will get something worth fighting for, which we actually can play, so that's good. Luke will get another Holy Rosary, so if we pop the 1, we're good. It's also good for commits. Okay, we get an Acolyte. Acolyte will put here. Luke will get Sonophobia. He can test 5 willpower. We don't care, we're just going to deny existence this time. So we are at 5v5. You can recall the future on the -1 and the -2, just because those might be annoying. -2. Okay, so we'll tap the recall the future. I say there might be annoying because I'd burn it and deny existence for like 1 horror or 2 horror. So, okay, let's get this done. First of all, we're going to spend 4 resources. Play Diana Esperance. Yeah, here, I guess. And then we're going, and she gets 2 secrets. And we will attach the Existence level 5 to her. So, yeah, he's pretty stout now. Okay. And then we will investigate. We are at 7v3 by 4. Plus 1. Okay, so we get this clue. And there's no clues on this, and so we can advance, which we will do. Okay, where the gods dwell. Alright, so each investigator loses all of their clues. And then we do the interlude, and we're going to have to do a bunch of setup. So I will be right back. Okay, welcome back. We have 3 copies of Nyarlathotep plus some other cards. In here we've got 4 towers around the Great Hall, which if we look at it has an action to choose another investigator at your location, add a hidden card in your hand to that chosen investigator's hand, presumably without telling them what you're doing. Again, I will be talking about Nyarlathotep because I'm doing a video, but if you talk about those cards, you will be driven insane. We do not know what these 4 towers are. There's tests on those towers, and you cannot invoke them unless you have a corresponding hidden card. So you have to find the hidden card and have Nyarlathotep in your hand and be able to beat the test. And you have to do this all without talking to your partners about what tests or what the copies of the cards they have in your hand. But you are allowed to say like what tests you think you can do. It's great fun with multiplayer, and it's unfortunate that playing solo doesn't really get all the flavor, but yeah, it's still fun. Okay, so we are at the Great Hall. We are going to spend 1 resource to fast play shortcut. And I think we will go ahead and take the shortcut. Actually, we're going to have Tommy's going to take the shortcut because he can do it. It doesn't have to be on his turn to go here to the west just to open this up and see what it is. So this is Forsaken Tower is a 5 shroud, 2 clue location. You cannot use this location's trigger ability unless another card explicitly allows you to do so. That would be one of the hidden cards. So you can investigate. Choose and reveal a copy of Nyarlathotep from your hand. For this investigation, this location's shroud is equal to Nyarlathotep's printed health. If you succeed, add that copy of Nyarlathotep to the victory display. If you fail, he attacks you and is shuffled into the encounter deck. So that's a problematic one because neither of these guys are good at straight up investigate. You know, Luke uses his willpower to investigate with cards, but you can't use those cards to do this. So it is going to be a problem. I also forgot to read, and we'll go ahead and do this, the act, which is Truth and Lies. 4A. So now the skulls are worth -4 and the tablets are worth -4. So lots of -4s in the back. Truth and Lies. Beware, for I am the one who has trapped you here, and you shall never leave. Your dreams are forever mine. You can spend a clue, look at the top 3 cards in the encounter deck, draw each of those cards with a hidden keyword, and discard the rest. So the cards we're looking for, which is Nyarlathotep to defeat, and the cards that allow you to do the test are both hidden cards, along with all these other hidden cards that we don't really want to deal with. So objective, you can find and expose Nyarlathotep's true form by adding copies of Nyarlathotep to the victory display. If 1 + 2 copies, so 3 copies, are in the victory display, advance. So we got to do 3 tests and succeed. And we've got, about 7 turns to do it? 6, 8 turns to do it, I guess. All right, so we are going to then Pathfinder up here. And it is a 2 shroud, 2 clue location. You cannot use this location's ability, same thing. It is an evade, oh my goodness, and their agility is terrible. So I don't know how we're going to do this. Oh, wait, use your intellect. Well, his intellect is still not great. Okay, instead of agility. If we could find some, the cameras actually, if we could get his cameras out, that would be quite good. The Hawkeye folding cameras. He's got 2 left in his deck, and I'm almost thinking we just start drawing for cameras to get his intellect up. But anyway, there's two clues there. All right. So since we've got 2 locations opened up, I'm inclined to use Sixth Sense just to see. Well, I've got 2 actions left actually, so we get Sixth Sense for the first one. Yeah, and if we get a Spooky Token. Well, let's see. Yeah, we could get clues off both locations. So we use Sixth Sense. We are at 7v2, which is pretty good. We don't need to recall the future on anything. 7v2. It's -4 in case we get the clue. Now, we could spend this clue looking, but we're going to go ahead and just do another one, get 2 clues, and then we can see what we need to do as far as like digging for. What if we were to draw? Well, we wouldn't be able to pay for our Hawkeye folding camera anyway, so. Yeah. Okay, -1. So, we get the clues. So we can start digging. Alright, and then Tommy, what is he going to do for his turn? He wishes he could clear some of these things. Well, he'll spend 3... play something worth fighting for. So now he's got True Grit and something worth fighting for. He's in pretty good shape. And we will draw a card and take a resource, I think. So we'll draw a card. Stand together. Okay. And then we will move here. I was going to take a resource, but move there so that I can be in a quick location to be able to do a stand together with Luke, because that would get him enough to get his Hawkeye folding camera. Okay. Alright, upkeep. We'll get, Tommy will get a Beat Cop. A resource. We should be okay on cards. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 cards. Great. And then Luke will get another Sixth Sense. And a resource. We are at 3 doom. I wonder if we gate box so we can start in Tommy's location. No, we already did it. Okay. Okay, so this is... So now we can look at this copy of Nyarlathotep. So, again, we're not strictly adhering to the rules. He's apparel, hidden, and massive, so this is going to Tommy. He's a 3/7/3. So this is where we look and see, like for the investigate is... his health 7, so we don't really want to try to be investigating a 7. And then up here, this one is, if I can recall, I was trying to evade, so evade 3. So this would be a good one we could think to give Tommy to do, or Tommy would think this is a good one for him to do at the north. So that goes into his hand, which puts him over the hand size. So we're going to have some issues with making sure we play cards. But okay, and then we will get draw from the encounter deck. And get, okay, this is... You cannot play cards or commit cards with an odd number of words in their title. And we have to even. Alright, so we can get rid of a 6th sense. Be fine. Okay. So Tommy could come over here and stand together, which again, we're just trying to get the Hawkeye folding camera. So I think Tommy shortcuts here and plays stand together. Get 2 cards and 2 resources. So we'll get scene of the crime. Okay. And a silver key. And 2 resources. So we have enough now to play the beat cop, which is nice. Okay, and then Luke will get Mr. Rook, which could help us get the Hawkeye folding camera. And a Hawkeye folding camera. And 2 resources. Okay, so pretty good with that. So Tommy will spend his 4 resources to play a beat cop level 2. And then he will discard a scene of the crime, which has 2 icons on it, to get rid of this hidden card. Just because the hidden card's just taking up space. And this will allow him to actually use his, take the initiative, which is nice. So, okay. So, let's see. Played stand together. Played the beat cop. Yeah, good deal. Alright. Luke wants to, first thing he'll do is to spend 2 to put down Hawkeye folding camera. We could do Mr. Rook, but I feel like getting our willpower and intellect up is pretty important. Alright, so we're putting our Hawkeye folding camera. We're just taking up the whole side of the board here. We're just going to shift everything over. Luke has got too much going on. Okay. It's action 1. He can Pathfinder and move. We'll see what one of these other locations does. So he hasn't used Pathfinder yet. Pathfinder here, and of course we'll safeguard. And then we'll move for our second action. Then we can third action, we can Rite of Seeking. Alright, so this is the Forsaken Tower. There's 2 clues. You cannot use this location's action ability unless another card is do so. You can fight. Okay, and you can fight as if your location using willpower instead of fight. Okay, so this is good. So this means we want to give... so Tommy will be looking at this and saying, oh, let's narrow that to... Yeah, we want to fight. And we're actually fighting at 3 and fighting with your willpower. That's a great thing that that Luke can do. So Tommy sees this and he's salivating. And he says, hey, Luke, there's a card I want to give you. Alright. Luke says, okay, well, I can do willpower things. So, alright. So, anyway, we will now Rite of Seeking on this. we are at 4, 5, 6, 7 to be 2. Hopefully we can get these 2 clues and power up our Hawkeye folding camera. 0. Okay, so we get both clues. We've got a lot of clues. And yeah, we will charge up our Hawkeye folding camera, which now makes his will pretty dang strong. Okay, good deal. Let's see, it did say that we could not play cards with an odd number of words in their title, which would have been the Hawkeye folding camera is an even, so we were okay. I was looking at this hidden card. We can ditch a 6th sense for it, but I just didn't want to lose the actions right away. Okay, so we are, we'll draw up. Tommy will get Sergeant Monroe and a resource. No resources to pay for it, but it's okay. He's at 8 cards for his hidden ones, and then Luke will get a Drawn to the Flame. Okay, well that's an easy way to get those 2 clues, which will be good for powering up the Hawkeye folding camera to maybe be able to do some intellect stuff. Even 4 intellect stuff is still not great, but okay. So we're now at 4 doom, and Tommy will get a Mysterious Chanting. So we need to go and pull out a cultist, which I guess we're going to grab an acolyte. There's happens to be one right on the bottom. I think we'll put it here. Actually, it doesn't matter right now. This acolyte doesn't matter because it's the witching hour. So put him up there. Alright, and then Luke will get... Oh wait, he's got his own hidden copy. So he can move over there and then draw into the flame, I suppose. Let's see here. So the first thing Luke is going to do is discard 6th sense to get rid of this one that says you cannot play cards with. So that's action 1. Then he will Pathfinder, and of course Tommy is going with him. Safeguard. They will use the shortcut. I saw him use this gate box, but it is what it is. Okay, and then we will go ahead and draw into the flame. So draw an encounter card. Maybe it'll be the one we're looking for. It is an acolyte. Another acolyte that doesn't matter too much. We'll put him actually at the... we want to be able to go to that first thing. We also want to open this up, so we'll put them there. Okay, and then we get the 2 clues. So we power up. So now we're at our whopping 5 intellect. Still not fantastic. And then I think... Do we look? I think we'll look. No, we'll just move back to the middle. No reason to do that because we're going to be able to Pathfinder next time. Yeah, so we'll look for hidden cards. We'll spin a clue, and we'll look at the top 3. And... if we get any hidden cards, we have to draw them. Okay, so we get... That is not a hidden card. That is not a hidden card. It is a victory point, but we don't care. It's good to see that guy going. And Mistress Fitness. Okay, well, happy to see a big enemy go by. Alright, so Tommy, what is Tommy going to do with his turn? Yeah, get out stuff so we can play this Sergeant Monroe, I suppose. Okay. And he's probably thinking, you know, I could probably get some clues. Or I could probably, if I could get a test, he could probably use Take the Initiative to test pretty high on something. Alright, so he'll just grab 3 resources and be done with it. Alright, so then we will get a card. Another Take the Initiative, nice. And a resource. Another Hawkeye folding camera. And a resource. Well, that's pretty good. Alright. So now the agenda advances, which it would have without these acolytes are not. Okay, and we get Yes, read on, my puppet. This will be your last dream, your final reprieve. Then I shall take the rest for myself. If it is Act 4, which it is, read the following. Place clues on each Forsaken Tower location until it has clues equal to its clue value. So we get more clues. So we could actually power up the camera again. We got another camera out. Do we want to do that? Maybe. Reveal each copy of Nyarlathotep in each investigator's hand. Each investigator who did not reveal a copy must either take 1 damage or 1 horror. For each copy of Nyarlathotep revealed by an investigator, that must investigator and choose. He immediately attacks the investigator and shuffle into the encounter deck, or he immediately attacks the investigator 3 times and is returned to that investigator's hand. Well, so this one will attack us 3 times, which is probably okay. Gosh. We will just soak it. I don't want to shuffle him back in. So we'll soak it on our Something Worth Fighting For and our True Grit, and get 6 resources and shuffle that back in. Which isn't great value because we spent the 6 resources to play those. But at least we can get Sergeant Monroe. But he gets to keep the copy in his hand because we've got 2 of the 3 that we're looking for. And so Luke has got to reveal this one. So he's going to attack 3 times. We would take 3 horror. We'll take 1 horror. We'll take a charge off Diana to heal horror for 1 of them. And then I guess we will take another horror. And he gets to, then that copy goes back. Okay, and then we are looking at our final dude, which is a fine-tuned threshold, Chaos Incarnates. Okay, I'm not going to read that, but you get the idea. Alright, and then we're going to start drawing. We get Deeper Slumber. It's going to make Tommy discard cards. Luke will get... Okay, he's got the North one. Okay, so again, this North test is testing... you have to use your intellect to evade. So we would evade this guy at 4. Using our intellect is really, really rough. Our intellect is 4. I don't see how we could possibly boost that enough to beat that. I mean, even if we get our intellect up, we'd have to commit tests, and we can't do that without giving up this restless journey. But if we can give away that card, we could play Mr. Rook. Okay. We can play Mr. Rook and see if we can find some intellect icons. And then we can do the test, I think. Yeah. So, we will spend 3 to play Mr. Rook. We've got Charisma. And Mr. Rook will have 3 on him. And so we will tap him. And I guess, I don't even remember what weakness we have in this deck. Oh, it's the tower. So it's already dealt with. Okay. So I'm looking to see what intellect icons we have. We do have a premonition, which is pretty good. No real intellects icons. But the premonition can tell us whether or not we can do the test and what we need to advance. So, okay. So this is, I Mr. Rook, and I'm grabbing the premonition for now. So we could just premonition right now and see if it's a test that we could beat. But do we have icons that we could commit to it? If we don't, we could commit this deny existence to be up by 1. That's not really great. So, oh, you know what, the premonition though, we could, if we had two icons, so we can recall the future, right? Can I do two recall futures on the same thing? Sure. I don't see why we couldn't. Okay. So actually, as long as we know what the chaos token is, we should be able to do this. So yeah, that is my plan. So we will recall the future. Or premonition, sorry. Okay, it is a -3. So what we will do is we will then Pathfinder to come in here, and again, Tommy's going to go with him. We will shortcut into here. The Acolyte will go on to Tommy. And then we will recall the future, naming the -3 on both of these. And then we will do the test. So we say we're doing the North Tower test, which is to evade with our intellect. Our intellect is 4. We have to beat a 4. So we tap this to get +2/+2 on the -3 twice. And we pass this test. Okay, so this goes into the discard. And our first copy of Nyarlathotep goes into the victory display. Okay, so cool. So we've taken one action so far. I think we will investigate. We are at, we should have put two clues here. Okay, we're going to investigate. We're at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 B2. Okay, that's -4. So we still pass, and we can grab a clue off this location, which is nice. Okay, and then I think we will, do we take a resource? Yes, we take a resource, and then we can play the Hawkeye folding camera next time and become even more buff. So that's pretty good. So what is Tommy doing? Tommy is attacking. He's going to attack. He's at 4v3. No, he's just going to tap to get damage on the beat cop and kill the Acolyte. And then he'll take 2 actions to discard the Deeper Slumber. And he will wish that he had... he'll say, hey, Tommy, I can do one of the tower things. So maybe he doesn't want to go... Maybe he takes an action to move back to the middle. And then... Oh, no, he's going to spend 3, 4, 5 to put out Sergeant Monroe. Okay. That is good. Okay, cool. Alright, now it's time for upkeep. Tommy gets a big vicious blow, which isn't that useful right now. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's going to have to drop a card. Probably one of the Enchanted Blades. Okay, and then... Oh, this is... Luke is going to get another shortcut. And a resource. We haven't used our gate box once yet. Pretty crazy. Okay. We are at 1 of 5 doom. We gotta get this thing done. And we will get... Okay, Abandoned by the Gods. This is Revelation Test 3 willpower. For each point you fail by, you must choose a different number. Okay, so we really don't want to fail this. So what is our... Okay, we can only commit 1 to this. We'll go ahead and the Silver Key will give us 3 willpower. So we're at 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm purposely not going to look at Luke's hand, so I don't know what things I would really want to avoid discarding. Okay. Okay, so that is -4. So we have to pick one thing. And I can't think of anything Luke would have that would be worth 4, and nothing Tommy does. So he's going to say -4. So we'll look at Luke. Yeah, Luke doesn't have anything that's -4. So good. All right, and then Luke will take... Okay, he's got the south one. So now he wonders, what is the south one? That is a good question. But he doesn't have a copy of Arkham. So... But he might be able to get one. This is ready. So what is the play here? Well, he can probably still get... He can probably play the Hawkeye folding camera. Do we care? I think we do. So we can put down the Hawkeye folding camera. Investigate. But there's no point in going to the north, the south tower, if we don't know what it is. Man, I feel like having that intellect would be really good, though. Alright, we're going to do it. We're going to spend 2 for our first action. Play the Hawkeye folding camera. So I got 2 of these. We're going to investigate. Alright. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, V2. Nice one. We got the clue. I think we got all the clues we need, honestly, but this does put one on each of these Hawkeye folding cameras. Okay. That was our second action. So then we can go down and see what the southern tower is. Okay, so we will Pathfinder, and Luke is going with, or Tommy's going with, and then we will shortcut, and we will go into this tower and see what it is. Alright, it's a 4 shroud, 2 clue location, and test your willpower is printed health. Okay, well, we don't have a copy of Narrow the Tip, but we can try to get one. Alright. So for our last action, okay, we're not worried about the... We're not worried about, since these 2 are willpower tests, we just got to find those. So yeah, we're going to spend a clue and look through the top 3 cards. See if we can find a copy of Dude. Okay, so we do get the West one, which is one that we really want to do. We get the Dreamer's Curse and Whispers of Hypnos. Okay, so those are not hidden cards. So we do have a hidden card. So we have now the West and the South. We are going to gate box into our Dream Gate, which will allow us to just go to the Great Hall kind of for free. So Tommy can be there. Now let's see. He can't really investigate there, can he? He could do the Acolyte. Now he's looking at this going, 7 health is no good for that south one. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay. Because it is health, right? Yeah. 7 willpower tests. But actually Luke still may be able to do it. I think Luke will take an action to move back. And then I guess he'll draw a card. Oh, look what I found. Well, he could potentially get clues, I suppose. He could draw another card. He's going to have to discard cards, but... Okay, there's something worth fighting for. Alright, and then at the end of the investigation round... Then, He goes there. Now it's time for upkeep. And we got a brother Xavier, who I don't see. Alright, so how many cards do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We gotta discard 2 cards from our hand. Probably brother Xavier, because we have allies right now. And something worth fighting for. I guess Moreau kind of handles that, so we'll get rid of the something worth fighting for. And then we'll take a resource, so get clues with the liquid icon, I suppose. Okay, and then Luke will get another Mr. Rook. And a resource. Did I not use Mr. Rook? I should have used Mr. Rook. But I didn't. Okay. We're at 2 Doom. This is getting very tight. 2 of 5 Doom. And Tommy will get Myriad Forms. If one or more copies is in your hand, reveal them. Each one attacks you and is shuffled into the encounter deck. Oh no. Well, that is no good. That's really not good. Okay, so I don't... There's no way to cancel that, huh? Oof. Alright. Okay, and then Luke's going to get Somnophobia. Alright, test 5 willpower. Okay, for each point you fail by, take a horror. We actually don't mind taking horror because we can just heal it with INS bombs. So we are at 4, 5, 6, 7 to beat 5 anyway. As a tablet, we do not have a copy in our hand. So we'll just put a horror on Mr. Rook because it's just 1 horror that we failed by. Okay, so I think we just start spinning clues now. So he'll spin a clue. Look at the top 3. This is Luke. So we get that gets discarded. That gets discarded, thankfully. And that gets discarded. Second action, he'll spin another clue. Move through the top 3. Okay. He has to take this, which is cannot play trigger abilities on cards with odd printed resource cost. So I think that's kind of okay. Except for 6 cents. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, Wizard of the Order. And Abandoned by the Gods. But maybe we're not planning to do any more investigating. And we'll do, for our last action, we'll spin another clue. And do 1, 2, 3. Wire with no. It's not hidden. That is not hidden. And that is not hidden. Okay, well, we're getting through this deck. I think we are going to go ahead and Pathfinder. I think, actually, do we want to just stay here? I think, no, we want to, Tommy's going to get these 2 clues. And I think that is great. It will help us power up our Hawkeye folding cameras again. So yeah, we'll Pathfinder. And Tommy will Safeguard. Okay, and then the Acolyte will just ping him with the damage from Beat Cop. The Acolyte is dead. Alright, and Tommy is going to investigate. He is at 3v2. Sonophobia is gone. -1. Okay. He gets the clue. Second action, he's going to investigate again. 3v1. Or 3v2. -2. He will sadly spend 2 resources to play Look What I Found, netting him only 1 clue. We could just be lucky, but actually I feel like we want to save the lucky for later. Okay, so he's got the 2 clues. Took him 2 actions to get 2 clues. And that gets another intellect. So Luke is now at a 5 intellect if we need it. Okay, I think Luke does Gatebox again. So and then Tommy will move back. This way they can start at the next together, so they can give each other whatever cards they feel like they need. Oh, wait, Luke can't use the Gatebox because, and actually he couldn't have used the Pathfinder, but let's see. This. You cannot play cards or trigger abilities on player cards with odd printed resource cost. Okay, so I guess we didn't get the Hawkeye folding camera from there, and we didn't trigger the gate box. That was unfortunate. And actually, yeah, but Tommy could have used the shortcut to go in to save actions. So it would have worked out the same, just without the charge on the folding camera. So, all right. I feel like we're going to need to get rid of that, but here we go. We're getting. I wonder if I wonder if I think I just got that in my hand. Yeah. All right. So we got the rookie mistake. So the Beat Cop and Monroe die, sadly. So now we become super vulnerable. That was a rookie mistake, putting all that damage and horror on various things. Okay. And then we will... Luke will draw a Ward of Protection and a resource. Alright. Still could have used Rook and didn't, but... Oh, and I think we got to discard down cards from Luke's hand, because he's got 1... But also he couldn't use Mr. Rook for the same reason. It's odd. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to discard our other copy of Mr. Rook. I don't think we need him. Alright, we're at 3 of 4 Doom. 3 of 5 Doom. Man, it's no good. Okay, so we've got the East one, which we know that Luke can do. So that's good. And then Luke will get... Oh, he has got a copy. Okay. Alright. I think Tommy's going to go first, and he's just going to die. He's gonna dive through this, see if he can find things to give to Luke. So he will spend 1, looking for the top 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Meyer with face is not 1. Okay, this is, we can only commit 1 card to test unless we trigger the fight. And then we'll get Somnophobia. Okay. Okay, so we spent, that was our first action, right? And we'll do our second action, although we know we want to give this one to because the East is willpower. So we will go ahead and take an action to give the East one to Luke, who now has the East, the South, and the West. Okay, and then Tommy is going to... This is actually not optimal from a play to get the... But we're going to do it anyway because trying to preserve what he would be thinking. So he doesn't know that Luke already has an Arlethatep. So, okay, so he finds this one, so he gets it in his hand. And this was sort of hidden. This goes away. And then we reshuffle the encounter deck. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we're going to get rid of a deny existence, which is getting rid of an even costed card to get rid of this card that won't allow us to trigger abilities on odd. So that's an action. And then we can trigger a shortcut to move here. And Tommy's going to stay there because he knows he needs to be at that central location to give the last copy of Nerlithotep to Luke. Okay, so now Luke is testing willpower. Well, actually, which one does he want to do? So looking at this guy, this is the one he has. We can do his printed health, which is 7, so that stinks. Or we can do willpower. We're going to fight, so 3. So yeah, we'll go here, and we'll do the 3, because that's better. Okay, so now we are going to fight. We are at 4, 5, 6, 7 to beat 3. So we are up by 4. And then we have the east one. So we'll reveal that. Okay, so we're up by 4. First action, up by 4. Let's do this. Okay, 0. Okay, so we got that one done. And then this goes into the discard. And this is up there. And then we'll be like, Tommy, why did you get the last copy? Because there's nothing I can do now. All right, I've already used the Pathfinder. I mean, there's really nothing else we do here except fill our hand up with cards, but even then. Okay, well, we didn't use Pathfinder. We used the shortcut to get here. We'll use Pathfinder to go back. Or we can investigate to get clues. Mine as well, I suppose. No, we will Mr. Rook and grab. Okay, we have these 3 cards. So I think we'll get the stars right. And then take an action to play it, which is not really fantastic. I mean, the odds of actually hitting this card, we shuffle into the top 10. You know, is not really good odds, but 2, 3, 4, 5. We're really just burning actions here because we're waiting for Tommy to give him the last copy of Nerlithotep so we can do the south. Alrighty then. It's time for upkeep. Tommy will get a cherished keepsake. It's nice. And we get our emergency cash. We don't have anything to spend it on, but it's okay. Alright, we're at 4 or 5 doom. This is the final turn. It Whispers of Hypnos. Okay, we are going to say agility. Not going to be evading anything this turn. And then we get Somnophobia for Luke. So Luke's not going to commit anything to this. This is the one that gives horror. So, yeah. So we're just going at 4, 5, 6, 7, V5, up by 2. -4. So we fail by 2. We'll take a exhaust Diana. That's her name. And heal 2 horror for that. Okay, so now it is Tommy's turn first. And he will give his copy of Nerlithotep to... Oh, he may have had too many cards in his hand, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He did. So we would have dropped a, I guess, a vicious blow. I don't think we're going to need it. All right, and then I think he just passes the rest of his turn, or he'll I guess use the shortcut here to move to this location, assuming that that is the test that we're going to be going. So he can commit to that test. Can he commit to this test? What does he have? He cannot commit more than one card per test. Okay, so he can commit his cherished keepsake. All right, so Luke will Pathfinder in, and we will do the final test. So we can only commit one card to this test, but we're doing the South, and we are so we have to do a willpower test versus printed health, which is 5, and we are at 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are up by 2. We can commit one card to this test. We will commit the Holy Rosary to be, and then let's see. And this test, it's not a peril, right? So other people can commit to it. Yeah. So we commit 1 here. So we're up by 4. We are at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because of the, what do we commit? The Holy Rosary, 9, 8, 9. Okay, so we're at 9, V5. Okay, that is -4, the number of the current act. -4, yep. And so we pass. So now that goes into the victory display. Whoo! And we advance the act. And thank goodness that the Black Cat does not know the truth. Because, okay. So check the campaign log. If the Black Cat knows the truth and the investigators possess the silver key. We do possess the silver key, but the Black Cat does not know the truth. So otherwise, we proceed to R1. So we get R1 because we would not have been able to do the R2 there. Man, someday I'll do it in two-handed. We have done the final act in our 4-player game, and that was super fun. But this was really close. We were at 4 or 5 doom. So, whoo! I was not sure how I was going to do with this one, but it looks like we pulled it out. So, good job, Tommy and Luke. This is my win number 2, two-handed. So I'm 2 for 6, I believe. But, man, and I didn't really use the gate box that much. I guess I just didn't need it with this close, kind of map and the Pathfinder and the shortcut. But, yeah, well, anyway. And I don't even know why Tommy took an action or used the shortcut to move. He could have just safeguarded, but I guess he was just looking for things to do. So, anyway, okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Of course, the campaign is not over because once FFG in the US releases the Weaver of the Cosmos, I will have that one to play. So hopefully I'll have that in a couple weeks. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time on Winging It.